Welcome back to another episode of Let Us Be Sustainable. I'm Frank, and today's update is about the transplants I did with the Dahlia seedlings into 1 gallon containers. It's the update. They've been in those containers roughly almost a week now, and there's been some progress. They are getting bigger, and some are not doing so well. That's expected because a lot of them will not make it. They fizz out. They just genetically have a problem and they just fizz out and don't grow. But for the most part, most of them are doing well. So let's get to it. Okay, here we go. That's what I'm talking about. See the growth? They've done pretty good. This particular variety, this cross is a seedling from one of my very own crosses that I dubbed Creme Brie, and I had crossed it with apple blossom, and there's a few crosses I did with Kelsey and Joy. So I'm curious to find out how these are going to turn out. This is a seedling from Boom Boom. Another seedling from Kelsey and Joy. There's one from Mystic Sparkler. Another one from Kelsey and Joy. And here we have another Kelsey and Joy, but this one had been crossed with Mystic Sparkler, which has those dark burgundy leaves. So I think this seedling took after its father. Doing remarkably well. There are more there. They're looking great. I have some Ray-Ban Royale seedlings, and there's a couple of Odyssey seedlings. There are many more Mystic Sparkler and my own personal cross, Creme Brie. A lot of her seedlings are here, and they're doing amazingly well. There are a few, such as this one, which are not going to make it. And these were just watered not too long ago because I knew today was going to be 80 degrees. And I'm going to hit them again once the shade comes along, because I don't want to hit them while they're getting the sun. But so far so good. They're trooping. They're doing what they're supposed to do as far as seedlings go. So they're in this pot for further evaluation, and they're doing okay. Now let's get to the other reason for the video. Be right back. Okay, so here we are. I am getting back into breeding roses. Yes, they're in buckets. I know you guys are gonna scream, but that's fine for me. Back in 2020, I had, when I first started breeding roses, I had an incident of rosette disease. And if you don't know what that is a disease that's spread by a microscopic mite. I can't pronounce it. Epithelial mite. It's microscopic, and it takes about 5 hours for that mite to absorb the virus from an infected rose, and less than an hour to spread it. So in that case, I wasn't going to take any chances when I saw the symptoms on this particular rose. And I'm not going to say the name of the cultivar because it's not the rose's fault, because all roses are susceptible to it, except for 3 that I know of, and I'll mention those in a minute and with their pictures. There's no cure for it. They have said that you can cut the infected part off, but it survives in the tissue of that particular rose once it's infected. So I pulled it out, roots and all. I didn't leave anything of that particular rose in the ground. This is why these are in buckets. I will spray them for mites if need be, but I don't want to use pesticides in my garden because I have honeybees, hence the sting in the face. But what I'm trying to say here, if one of these particular roses does to show signs of rosette disease, I can carry this bucket to the side garden, pull it out, and burn it. I put it in a fire pit and it is gone. I am not taking the chances of spreading it to other roses. Now, with that said, also the fact that they're in buckets, I can isolate these roses when I want to make a cross. I can just carry 2 buckets to the side yard and make my cross and bring them back. Label, tag them, bag them, and that'll be it. I'm not going to go through all the individual cultivars at the moment because there's quite a few, and there are quite a few that I want to dig up from the ground because my water table is rising and the roses aren't doing well in the ground here. My property is much too wet, but that's why I wanted to show you the update about these roses, because rosette disease has specific characteristics: the witch's broom, excessive thorning, stem dieback. The leaves are thin. They're tight. They're thin, and it has like the witch's broom look to it. I'm gonna post a picture of it so that you know what I'm visually looking at, so that you can recognize it when you see it. And most people think it's just red. In my case, it wasn't red, or didn't have a chance to turn red. Mine was green, and it looked very much like the witch's broom. You can look up the symptoms if you like. I'll even link it on this description of this video so you can research a little more about it. But I'm not taking any chances. So my rose cultivars that I've gotten so far are disease resistant to black spot and mildew. So they can succumb to it, but they won't die from it. Some of my roses are their own root, such as this one is own root, and I have a few more that are own root. This one here is own root. This particular one is called Whimsy. I can show you that one. And this one is the Fairy Rose, and it's in its own root stock. So it's going to be a lot more vigorous and a lot more healthier when they're on their own roots. Whereas ones that are grafted, this is the Peace Rose, and this Peace Rose is a graft. This here is the root stock, and this here is the graft. Let me see, get a better visual of the graft. There you go. Another thing you need to know about roses is their genotype. Are they diploids, triploid, tetraploid, a pentaploid, a hexaploid? You need to know that in order to make your crosses, or else you won't have viable seeds. I'll get more into that on a later video, but for the most part, that is what we'll be doing. Well, I'll be doing this season along with my dahlias. I'm focusing on my roses and the dahlias. So if you have any questions, comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing. If this rose breeding part of the channel is good for you, let me know, because this is what I'm excited about this year, along with the breeding of the dahlias. And I got all my dahlias out of storage, so they should be sprouting soon, and I'm excited about that as well. So I'll keep you posted. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh wait, I forgot to mention the roses that are resistant to rosette disease. There's 3 of them which I'm aware of. It is Rose Blanda, I'll put a picture of it, Rosa Arkansas, and Rosa Carolina are three cultivars that are resistant to rose rosette disease. Doesn't mean that they won't get it, they just won't succumb to the symptoms. You won't have the excessive thorning, you won't have the witch's broom, you won't get that. And as a breeder, you want to integrate these three lineages, those three roses that I just put up, Carolina, Blanda, and Arkansas, into your breeding program, so that future generation of roses can be grown and not be able to be detrimented by this rose rosarian disease. So I just wanted to throw that in there, and I'll put the pictures up. I forgot to put it in the previous video, but I got it in here now because I just remembered. And I'll catch you on the next one. Again, thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. You guys mean a lot to me. Thanks.